Welcome once again to Math with a Subnofu. In this tutorial, we are going to solve this nice algebraic exponential equation. Do well to stick around so that you understand it very well. Okay, we are expected to solve 8 power x plus 2 power x is equals to 30. Our goal is to find the value of x. But here they are of different bases, 8, 2 and 30, but we can actually make 8 to be in base of 2 because we know that when we multiply 2 by itself 3 times we get 8. I mean, when you do 2 times 2 times 2, this is 8, okay, which is the same as 2 power 3. So where 8 is, we'll write 2 power 3, then the already existing power x, then plus 2x is equals to 30. Cool. If you understand this now, you have to recall again from the laws of exponents that when you have a to the power of m raised to power n is the same thing as a to the power of n raised to power m, since multiplication is commutative. So if you agree with this, you can now see we write it 2 power x raised to power 3 plus 2 power x is equals to 30. Good. Since you understand this, we can now assign, we can just say let y be the same as 2 power x. If we allow y to be 2 power x, we will now have to substitute it inside the term here. So we have it as y cubed plus y, because we are talking about 2 power x, is equals to 30. Then the next thing we are going to do here, but remember our goal is to find x, but before we get to x we have to get y first. So if you remember, we can simply subtract 30 from both sides. So we have it that y power 3 plus y minus 30 is equals to 0. So this particular function we have here is called a cubic function because the highest power of the unknown y is 3. So we can now write this to be in terms of what? Cubic form, which will accept to be y power 3 plus y minus 27 minus 3 is equals to 0. You basically know that minus 27 minus 3 is also 30. So at this stage, we can write that y power 3 minus 27 plus y minus 3 is equals to 0. At this point, we can now write 27 to be in powers of 3. So we have it as y power 3 minus 3 to the power of 3, because 3 power 3 is also 27, then plus y minus 3 is 0. If you agree with this, we can now, if you recall one of the cubic function, that whenever we now have y power 3 minus 3 cubed plus y minus 3 is equals to 0. So we already need to expand y power 3. And when we have a power 3 minus b power 3, the expansion gives us a minus b into a squared plus ab plus b squared. This is the expansion. If you agree with this, we can now say let y be equals to a and let b be equal to 3. So it's now the same thing. So we have it that we can now have it that we are applying this rule. All we have to get is that we have it as y minus 3 into y squared plus 3y plus 3 squared, then plus y minus 3 is 0. If you agree with this, what are we having now? All we have to do is that y minus 3 is what? Common. So we factor out y minus 3. We are left with y squared plus 3y plus 3 squared is 9 Then plus, since we factored out y minus 1, we are having it to be 1. And that's what we have, and this is equals to 0. Okay? Hope you are following. And this is equals to 0. Okay, from here, we can now agree that when two things multiplies to get 0, we test every term to be 0. That's y minus 3 is equals to 0. This shows that y is equals to 3. But remember, we agree that y is equals to 2 power x. If you agree with me, we can now say that 2 power x is equals to 3. So for us to get the value of x, we have to take the log of both sides. So we have it as log 2 power x is equals to log 3. Then if you agree with this, logarithm will now, x will now multiply the log. So we have it as x log 2 is equals to log 3. Okay? On getting this, divide through by log 2. Divide by log 2. If you divide by log 2, x is equals to log 3 over log 2. We can, since they have in the same base, we can now use change of base, and this will be that x is equals to log of base. This log will be the base, new base of 3, and that's the value for x for the first solution. Then for the second solution, we have y squared plus 3y plus 10 is equals to 0 because we added the 1 in that place. Yes. So if you look at this now, so for the second value for x, for the other remaining solutions of x, all we have to do here is very, very simple. Here, this particular quadratic equation, we are going to solve it by general quadratic formula, which says that x is equals to minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. Good. A is the coefficient of y, which is 1. B is the middle term, which is 3. And C is the last term, which is 10. On having this, you can now see that our y, which is the solution we are solving for, is minus 3 plus or minus the square root of 3 squared minus 4 times our A is 1 and our C is what? 10. Divided by 2 times 1. And that's y to be equals to minus 3 plus or minus the square root of 3 squared is 9. 4 times 10 is 40 minus 40 divided by 2. And while solving for this, you can now see that 49 minus 40 is basically square root of minus 31, and this gives a complex solution, and that's not what we really want. So the solution we are going to take is that y is equals to x is equals to log of base 2 of 3. Thank you for watching. Like and share for more tips like this.